Hi everybody, Debbie Dubois. I'm here live on Twin Flame Divine. Um, this is my first time going live, I believe, by myself. So this is kind of fun. And Philomena, who has been my helper in setting this all up, it's her bedtime. So it's a lot of fun to hang out here like by myself. It's actually kind of fun. Hello, Mercury retrograde. I had such a hard time getting this thing going. I cannot believe, literally, I had my laptop going. I have two browsers open. The camera would not come on. And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is just so typical. For me, I've had just one of those days, you know. So anyways, but I'm so glad to be here. And I'm just looking, Suzanne, Maura, Jenna, hey. Hi guys, are we ready to get started? I've got like a lot of people's names for cards, but before we do cards, I definitely want to do some questions that came in today. And, but I think I'll wait just a few minutes and see who else comes on. We got Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Oh, it's good to see you too, Susan. I'll tell you what, I had such an amazing day with my peeps yesterday, and it was a very heartwarming experience. For those of you that had touched base with some of the things that were going on in my posts, I had a really good conversation with all of my peeps about ego and about, you know, getting out there and sharing what you know, and I don't want to say being a teacher, but teaching and learning and teaching. And I was working through some issues. I mean, this is what retrograde is for, right? Hey, Regina. Hi, Jillian. So anyways, this is basically what this whole process is right now that we're going through. And it's a self-awareness. And I had a really good friend of mine talk to me about ego today, and I learned something that I think is going to help everybody, and I want to start talking about it more, so I think I'll lead off with this. Hey, Anna. Hey, Mom. My mom's on here. Hey, Mom. So anyways, hi. So anyways, back to talking about ego. This was the most brilliant description of ego I have ever heard, and it's merely the set of programs we're running that are not us. It's our belief systems, the belief systems that work counteractive to what we are and who we are. And that is what I feel so dedicated to helping everybody understand, because I've been on this intensive path and I have a perspective that is quite different than a lot of people's. And it is my own genuine, authentic being. And I have always, since I've been on this path, felt the need to share. And you know, I believe that I'm just being called when people have questions. They're just looking for their own confirmation. And I happen to be the filter. I have the experience, the filter experience that they need. And that calls me to be the person that shows up with the answer. But it can be anybody in the universe. We are everybody in the universe. So essentially every answer that comes to us comes from ourselves through another person or signs or all that kind of stuff. So I had an amazing time. Hey, let's see, Cindy and Christine. It's kind of like this experience that I had brought me just to this moment. Every experience we have brings us to the next moment and the next moment. And I needed that experience before I come to this experience. And I need this experience before I go to my next experience. And hopefully you're all walking this path with me, and we are walking this path together and showing each other what we know, and maybe just enlightening each other a little bit, because everybody is looking at different pieces of the puzzle. So very, very happy to have it. And hi, Karen. So I'm thrilled that you guys are here with me. I think what I'd like to do at this point, because we have so many, I have a lot of people that put in for the drawing, so we're going to do that later. But I pulled together some questions, and I'm gonna focus on the questions that came in during the room. And if if you have a question that comes to your mind, hey Marla, mwah. But anyways, if you have a question that comes to mind while I'm talking, just put it down there. I'm doing this by myself. I guess I'm better at looking at this thread than I thought I would be, because I was like, how am I going to do this? I never know what I can do. I just kind of jump in there. But I want to do some questions. And first, I want to start out by saying something that I discovered about myself. Everybody has a set of skills and talents and abilities. And there's people who, are tuned in psychically, can see things. People like Marla are incredible astrologers. There are people that do energy work. What my gift is really is applying things that work to situations and helping people see how to apply them in their situation. So what I do best is really when I'm with a group of people and I can take live questions, I can tune into the energy of the situation, and I'm really able to give real world practical advice. You talk about Dear Abby, well, I'm Dear Debbie. It's like I'm a good advice giver, but it's based on higher knowledge and my own filter of experience. So I'm going to start answering some questions, and I am going to ask right now for the highest guidance to help me bring in the highest answer possible for each and every question that comes before me. I have quickly glanced through the questions. They're not brand new questions, but I do love to do that. I'm an ad libber. I am one of those people that likes to fly by the seat of my pants. I'm actually better when people throw me questions, but I decided I'm gathering them together. I just very quickly glanced at them. I'm going to tune into my higher knowledge, and I'm going to answer some questions. So the first question comes from Holly. She wants general guidance on the twin flame path and journey because she's had so many fears and doubts and uncertainties for so long. She hasn't seen or spoken to her twin in quite some time, and most days it feels like a dream. So some guidance would be appreciated. This is a question that comes up a lot because there are so many different people and so many different kinds of connections. And what I feel led to say is that if that person is not in your physical presence and realms, there's a very good reason, okay? There's a very good reason. You're not ready, or they're not ready, or they've got work and you've got work. If this is a true catalytic heart connection, which I'm assuming it is, just the existence of the connection itself is what catapults you to do the work that you're doing. And the work is not what a lot of people think. It's not about, of course you want to come into sacred union, and ideally, if that is your life's plan and that is your path, then you will. But first and foremost, before you ever would have a chance of even having the kind of connection that is there and is possible, you have to be whole. They have to be whole. There is no in between. Not anymore. People are waking up to the relationship possibilities that exist, and they aren't settling for less. So if you've tasted this connection and you know what it feels like to operate in your fifth dimensional self, you will never, ever want to go back. Okay? You'll never want to go back. And because of that, if that person is not in your physical presence, there is some good reason. And I know that might not be the answer that you want, but I'm not even going to judge that. I'm going to say that, it takes one moment, one walking into the right place and that person being there at the right time, or I'll even throw another possibility at you. Maybe someone else will walk in that you never even knew was there And that was your life plan. That's something lots of people don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it, okay? But I always say this to myself. I know what that connection feels like because I've experienced the heart opening of the experience itself. I don't care who I have that experience with, period. Because when it all comes right down to it, we are all source, we are all one, and it's the experience, the preference of the experience of the connection that I seek. Now, that does not mean that there isn't a whole bunch of people who are catalytically connected to someone who will end up together. And I hope against hope, but I want to just say this. We have to let it unfold the way it's supposed to. We have to allow what needs to be to be. And that is our biggest challenge, because in every single circumstance, you can't always see the higher perspective of why that person is not sitting there with you. But I can tell you, they can't show up, can't show up until you're 100% ready. Guess why? Because you're going to project your stuff onto them. So they're doing you a favor by not being there. That is a lot, and that's a generality. Now, not all twins are in that kind of separation. Every single set is different, but in your case, that's what comes to me. So I hope that helps. I'm just going to look at who has come in. Miranda, Nicole, Tamara, hey, and Irina, hi. I love you guys, and I'm so glad you're here with me. All right, Ellie. My question is, do we need to be together with the twin to ultimately ascend? Well, based on what I've said, I bet you can probably guess my answer. I am going to tell you my truth, but not anybody else's truth, but this is how I feel. We are all one with Source, all of us. We are all one with each other. We are unity consciousness. This is what we're aiming for in this whole path, is to become one. What kind of a plan would it be if we couldn't do that work by ourselves and we couldn't move into that higher space by ourselves? Ascension is something that I think is very much misunderstood, in that ascension is really consciousness and becoming aware of self and working to remove the pieces of the ego, which, as I said in the very beginning, are just pieces and parts of programming that takes you out of your authentic self. So when you deconstruct all those programs, then you become your authentic self. Ascension is literally moving into the higher vibrational dimensions, and ascension continues. It's a constant ascension process. We ascend back to Source. So, is it necessary to be with your twin to ascend? I believe absolutely not. Now, as you're ascending, if you are connected vibrationally with someone, that person is a reflection and a mirror of you. So the more you ascend in your vibration, it is natural that it's going to be reflected to you back in your environment, whether that be in that heart connection or whether it be just in all the people around you. So I hope that helps. Hi, May. All right, I've got a question from her, but let's see. All right, hi, Carol. Hi, Andrea. All right, I'm just going to keep going with my list here. We're just going to keep going. I want to get to as many questions as possible. Ellen says, please, what does my twin want me to know about our journey home to each other? That if he's not there, it's not time. If you're not in a sacred partnership, in that you've come into your wholeness and they have come into your wholeness, the most important message that the other would have for you is allow it to unfold. It's just not time yet. It's not time for you to experience sacred partnership. And sacred partnership breaks all the templates. It is so not codependent. And humanity carries so many programs of codependency and need and, wanting things in a certain way. And oh my gosh, it goes on and on. We're in that grape press now. We are becoming the wine. So that's what your twin, your divine counterpart, and your higher self, more importantly, that's the message for you, is that it's just not time yet. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my God, what choice do we have, right? I mean, that's what I have to say every day. What choice do I have? Keep going. And it was a doozy of a day today. So, all right, let's see. All right. So Amanda, no, wait. Yes. Amanda Ray. Let's see. Yes, please. My question is, should I cut my ex out of my life for good? Okay. All right. I'm going to go into this. Okay. This is the answer that comes to me. People are in your life for a reason. There never should be cutting anyone out of your life as much as shifting your vibration so they show up in your environment less and less because they don't resonate with you. Like attracts like. So if your ex is at a particular vibration and he's still in your space, you're still holding that vibration as well, or he couldn't be in your space. It would be uncomfortable for him. So I never say cut anyone out of your life. In fact, the people that are in your life are the people that are, I don't want to say the stepping stones because I don't want people to think, oh, I'm just stepping on this person to get to somewhere else. But we are all on our path, and the people that populate our, world are those people that need to be there. So I would say, based on the fact that you're thinking about wanting to cut him out, what it says is there's still a lot of unresolved issues there for you to want to put up a defense to block. So I would say do whatever clearing you can, ho'oponopono like crazy, open your heart to that person, open your heart to see that person with new eyes, and there's nothing wrong with not wanting that energy anymore, but become a different energy and they'll move out of your realm on their own. So I'm a big believer in not just cutting something out, because even surgery, I don't like people to take things out that they don't need to. You never know if you need that later. Okay. All right. Richa, or is it Rika? I'll have to find that out from you. All right. Question is, does he love me as much as I do? Interesting. Okay. That is to assume that love is outside of you and that there is measurement for love. I would say a better question is there a connection that both people feel? That is something to explore. Does that person feel the connection with you? Only you can answer that. Now, is someone ready to acknowledge that connection? That is probably a no. I mean, in terms of a lot of the divine masculine right now, and I am generalizing because I know divine masculine that are extremely ready to acknowledge how they feel. But yeah, that's what they're working on right now, is to be able to open up and own the feelings that they have. And there's lots of reasons why they can't right now. Namely, number one, we're obviously not ready. I know we're all like, oh, the divine feminine, we're all ready. I can tell you right now, I'm still clearing stuff. I had a lot of anger to let go of today, but I'm here, and I managed to pull myself out of anger, let go of anger, and not transform it into another energy, which a lot of times that moves into depression or other things. Once you get angry, then you get this. Well, I managed to just focus on the now. What is it that I need to do now? Well, I needed to do this. So bye-bye anger. I don't have time for you. That kind of thing. All right, let me just look here. Hi, Jen. All right. I just was seeing if anyone new has come in. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm doing this like flying by the seat of my pants, which I do like. Okay. Rachel. Some posts I've read have me concerned I won't end up in physical reunion with my twin in this life because this journey is a mission journey. Okay? My question is it true, and others, have zero chance of reunion with my twin in this life? We hang out in this physical reality, but it's not reunion. Okay. The first thing I would say is the attachment to ending up in physical union is actually a stumbling block to union, because when we think that we need that person to do our mission or be happy or be complete or any of those things, then we haven't quite mastered the experience of wholeness. So that, I would say, is probably, when we say we have zero chance of reunion, I would say the only way you have zero chance of reunion is if you decide you have zero chance of reunion, because you create your own reality. So, but I want to say this, we attach, again, as we attach to outcomes, and someone that I know says, and it makes a lot of sense, this or higher, this situation or higher, this situation or more or better or more satisfying. When we unattach from the outcome of reunion, number one, we literally actually create the vacuum that creates it more than anything else. Now, what is your life plan? What is your blueprint? Only you know the answer to that. And how you find those answers is to let it unfold. There are no definite answers. There never are going to be definite answers to that question. But think of it this way. You're in the middle of a movie and it is your movie. You scripted it. You brought in all the characters. You decided exactly what was going to happen in this movie, or at least the hallway that you were going to walk down. All right? When you're doing that, you choose how you walk down that hallway, but you're going down that hallway. So that's a blueprint that you've decided. What I can tell you that I've learned from my personal experience is when you do this work, and when I say do this work, I mean tune in to your highest perception possible. Use tools that bring you into a higher vibration. When you're in a higher vibrational state, you act differently to certain things. When you're in a really bad place, you're going to react a certain way. When you're feeling great, you're going to react a different way. Try to maintain that highest vibration possible. It makes the walking through that pathway, that hallway, so much smoother. And when you get to a certain level of mastery, and I'm telling you this bubbling from the inside of my heart, it isn't going to matter about a twin or anything else, because you're in the moment of now. I'm in the moment of now, right now. And I love the universe. I love you. I love my life. I love everything about my life, and I don't need another person to complete that. When you get to that place, do you understand, if you listen to anything like Abraham says, Elise Hicks, or Esther Hicks, it's all about creating that vortex. It's all about creating that vortex, that amazing vortex. You get there in the moment of now. So the journey and the homework and the exercises, how do you stay in this moment of now? And staying in this moment of now is the answer to everything. It's the answer to almost all the questions. But just like Esther Hicks, I'm going to keep going on the questions, because there's always a slight variation to the answer. But there is no zero chance. You are the creator of your reality. What do you prefer to create? Now, can you unattach from a particular person? That's the challenge, because we put that person in that role, and we're like, oh, it has to be that person. It can't be anybody else than that person, because that person just completes me and I love how I feel with that person. Well, what if you met another person that makes you feel the exact same way? There are 8 billion people on this planet. Now, I know finding a vibrational match doesn't seem like it'd be an easy thing to do, but guess what? If you're a vibrational match, what happens? Whoosh, you come together, because like attracts like. So be what you want in that person. If that person is your person, twin, doesn't matter. If that person is your person and that's your plan, do your work. You will end up in that sacred partnership you're seeking. Okay. Gosh. Alrighty. Christine, is he getting ready to come to me? Are you getting ready for him? Are you doing your work? Are you in the moment of now? Or are you, spending your whole day thinking about him or where he's at or what he's doing or what his issues are or what his problems are? That is where a lot of people are at. And I understand that, because when you have that connection, it is so powerful that it's hard not to have that, like just sitting in the back of your mind going, But guess what? Your work is to stay here. Stay in this moment of now. Focus on what's in front of you. If it's the X, it's the X. No matter who it is, you focus right now. I'm focused right now. I'm not thinking about anything else. Nothing else except this twin flame card, because it is part of the drawing later of the card. So I'm like, what's a twin flame card? But seriously, that's still here. It's in the moment of now. That is how, if there is someone that is a vibrational match with me, that is how you draw them to you. All right. Treasure. Hi, Treasure. All right. Listen, I heard if the twin does not wake up to you in the mission, he's replaced by a near twin coming in. Is that true? That's interesting, because I do believe that when you start coming into your wholeness, what actually happens is you create that vortex. And if you have work to do and you just get working, you're going to have someone that steps in to do that work with you. I have that. I actually have that with my friend John. My friend John, when I need the divine masculine to do something like go through an issue with me or work something out, he's there. He just happens to step right up. And I know I've said this before, I had a sacred ceremony that came over me. It was literally like a vision, and it was a step into wholeness at one point. And the meditation that I did was just stepping forward into my wholeness, and I had to do it by myself. So talk about ascending or whatever, not that I've ascended, we're all ascending. But I went through an initiation, if you want to call it that, and I stepped on the other side of the door. And I was crying because I had to leave behind, that which is not ready for me. And guess what? My hand was just taken by John. And we looked at each other and we were like, hi, hey, I'm not here by myself. Now we both were like, well, do you think we're ever going to get, so-and-so on the other side of this, doorway? I was like, well, you know what? Yes, no, doesn't matter. Wholeness. And yes, so I do believe that there's no such thing as replacing people. There's no replacing, but there is drawing to you vibrational matches that enable you to do the work that you need to do. In fact, it's interesting. I have several counterparts. I have different counterparts making up the whole right now, because I'm in wholeness, I'm getting what I would say the complete package, because I'm not in union at this point in any, full one situations, but I've got several divine counterparts all making up the whole picture for this moment of now. So I don't feel alone at all, and it's not like they complete me. It's just I get to share different aspects of myself with different counterparts, and that's just part of my journey. That's part of my journey, and it's opened up a lot of things for me, because I realize, geez, it's really the experience of having the complete experiences that I want to have from all the different aspects. And I'm not so limited to my thinking. And I think that's where we're all going with Ascension. Okay, Max, my twin has children. He's also moving interstate to be closer to his children. Are his children part of my soul family? How does that work? I think the answer can be yes or no. I think oftentimes if there is a heavy vibrational match, I mean, an extremely highly vibrational match, whether it's a twin or whether it's not a twin, remember, like attracts like. The blueprints, all right, let me say this. Because we're breaking the templates, and the templates are the old socio-economical relationships where people come in as business partners, really, who have attraction to each other for a period of time until they get so freaking busy with their business they don't have time for each other, and then all hell breaks loose. And then everybody's unhappy. Well, I don't want to generalize that. I know that there's a lot of happily married people, but the template for that, when people come into that. So if we came here to shift these templates, which I believe we did, it would make perfect sense to me that the children coming in would also be choosing their experiences, and they are, vibrational matches. They can be vibrational matches to your heart connection, to your catalytic heart connection, or twin, or whatever you want to call that. Yes. So, but it doesn't have to be necessarily, because maybe that person's child is the mother of the spouse, and maybe that is not a like energy to your energy. So I think the word would be depends. It really depends. But I guess it's if you have a connection. I mean, I know people that have such a strong connection. I know people who literally believe that their heart connection, that their children are their connection, that they feel so connected to them. So you've got to feel that out for yourself. That's a question for your inner heart. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Sophia, Shannon, Leslie. I'm going through my questions right now. And I'm just going to go for a while, and we'll see until I pass out. Okay, maybe not till I pass out. That's been known to happen. Okay. Walls, Angela. I'm going to say Angela. I'm thinking. Okay, my twin flame asked me to move in with him. Is it the right time? Well, what do you think? How do you feel? Let me ask you this question. Do you feel like you're in your wholeness? Do you feel like you are not dependent on him, that you could easily allow him to go about his business, do his thing? You can go do your thing. You don't have jealousy issues. You don't have, you don't have codependent issues, all right? Because these are templates we're all working on. I would say that for the best, highest experience, you might, it's what your soul calls for. You can go into those monster nests if you want to. I think there would be some killing going on in certain circumstances, but if you feel that you're prepared, then go for it. But if you really want the highest experience, the sacred union, keep doing the work. Make sure that the other person's ready too, because if they've got patterns and so that's, I never want to tell anyone what to do. So I'm definitely not going to tell you what to do. You go into your heart to tell you what to do. My sense is that, you need to ask yourself those questions. How far along are you in your process? Do you practice your Ho'oponopono, letting go? Are you able to shift your vibration easily? Are you able to not project a lot of your stuff onto other people? It sure makes for a much happier living situation. So I'll bet that helps. Devin asks about twin rays, and someone told me that they are the true twin in 5D. I'm going to refrain from naming and labeling. And I'll tell you why. My strongest belief is that the twin flame experience is a chosen one in a particular reality. And in this particular reality, there are so many truths, and I want to say there's so many belief systems that I don't identify with them. So I don't want to answer that because that is based on belief systems. Now, I will say this. Twin ray, twin flame, catalytic heart awakening, all of those things are serving the same purpose. What I hesitate is to say is that, and I very personal with my own filtered experience, when we think that another person is us and they are our soul, there's a danger in that because we think, well, that's my soul, so I can do whatever I want. And that person's going to accept me for whatever I am, however I am. And so there's just all kinds of reasons why, from my own experience, I've shied away from labeling. That doesn't mean that I don't relate to those concepts and understand them to be constructs within this realm. But I really believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that we merge with, our energies all merge until we're at the Godhead, we're ascending. So to label things different, twin flames, twin rays, twin, and try to get particular, I don't think the labels help us. I mean, maybe that's what I'm trying to say. You can explore those avenues. It's just like past lives. Explore them. Find out what your belief systems are. Go read up on them. But I don't have a sense of identifying with those belief systems. Like, I don't look at past life exploration all that much. So I hope that helps. The catalytic heart awakening, I don't care what you want to call it. It's significant. It is what's changing our whole world because everything's based on relationships. Everything is based on not being codependent, being in our own power, being our highest authentic self, being in our creative expression. So it's extremely important. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't. Trust me. It's a crazy path. All right, Jenny. I wanted to say that she said, I won't be able to watch live since my son's concert is at the same time, but can I leave a question to be answered? Well, unfortunately, I was extremely busy today, and I don't think Philomena saw it either, so no answer was given. I am going to do this every Thursday between now and when I launch my new platform, all right? I'm probably going to do it after too. I just don't know, once I get the platform going, how often I'm going to be able to do this. But yes, the answer to that question is next week on Thursday. I'm announcing that I'm having another one right now. Yes, you can leave a question to be answered if you're not going to be watching. I will still answer it. I'm answering as many questions as I can. This is what I love to do this. I love to answer questions. Okay. Twin flames, are they saints from previous lifetimes? Again, that's a belief system. You know, it's a belief system that you can explore as to whether or not that is true. I don't know the answer to that. I don't think I'll know the answer to any of this for sure until I get on the other side. Take me now. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes I feel that. After my day, that's how I feel. I was like, take me now. I will, you know, at some point wake up to the reality of what the different belief systems are. I do believe that people that came in on this path that are taking this on now in the beginning stages, because if you look around you, there's so many relationships that haven't been touched by this, but if you look into them, you can see there needs to be shifts and changes, even within marriage. Those shifts and changes can happen within marriage. It just has to be a wholeness is pursued. So I do think that those of us who came to do this work are old souls. I think that we have mastered things before. I think there's different levels of that. I think it's a woven cloth, if you will, of people who have all come in to help each other. Some of us came before, but I said this earlier to someone, you know, someone came before me and someone's coming after me, and it's right now, it's the arc of time. But in the end, when it's all said and done and the movie's done, we're all up at the Godhead together. So, you know, there's no real, what do you want to say, stratifying. There's no real hierarchical. So I don't think that I really maybe answered that, but I answered it the best that I could. All right, Zane, thank you for your question. All right, Maha, will I marry my twin? Will my twin text me on social media? Okay. This is a question of 3D reality, which makes me say it's extremely important to understand the purpose of this whole awakening is really not about outcomes. It's more about the journey. And chances are, hey, yeah, you may get a text on social media, but that's not really, I would say that's probably not maybe the most helpful thing to look for, which is how will I handle it if I don't get a text on social media? How do I handle not knowing whether I'm going to marry this person? How much can I allow this to unfold and have great trust that if it's meant to be, it will be? That there is the journey, that when you focus on that journey and the moment of now, that is what is helpful. You create that vacuum. If that person is a catalytic heart awakening, twin soul, twin ray, whatever you want to call it, then that's the only chance you have really of moving that person towards your vortex, is to literally stay focused on the now and become what you want. So I guess I would just sort of tweak that and say, what would you do if you can't marry him? Can you deal with all of the stuff that comes up from that? And what if he doesn't text you on social media? How do you handle that? How do you handle when you see him on social media talking to other people and not talking to you? And those are homework assignments for you to come into wholeness. So that's what I would focus on at this point, and become that vibrational match to draw in him or something that's more in line with what you are. If it's your divine counterpart, if it's your plan, you'll draw them to you that way. So that's how I would answer that, and I hope that helps. Dawn Ann, when will my counterpart and I achieve union in 3D? I think I've kind of answered that. If it is in your plan to come together with this particular individual, soul connection, heart connection, vibrational match, twin ray, you'll do that when you become a vibrational match with what you're seeking. So again, all of this is about creating that vortex of who you are, going into your highest self, drawing that person or the person that's in your life plan. I truly believe that if you came in, any of you came in on this path, you came in to experience sacred partnership, period, end of story. That is one of the things that you plan to experience. That's the hallway you're going down. You're going to experience it, but you're going to have to unattach from the outcome, and you're going to have to become a vibrational match with what you prefer. And then if that person is that person in your blueprint, twin or not twin, that person's going to appear in that vortex. That is just the way the laws of it all work. So I hope that helps. And will we ever know if they're your twin in this lifetime? That's a great question. And you know what my answer is? It's in your heart. It's in your heart. If that person is heart connected and you're heart connected with that person, and you know that you have a connection that is so rare and so precious and so completely in aligned, your heart knows that. But honestly, are any of us going to know anything until we're on the other side of the veil, or until the other side of the veil is completely revealed to us in our physicality? No. I've already come to the conclusion. All of these things that I believe are beliefs. All of it. That the sun is shining is a belief. That this microphone is sitting here in front of me, that's a belief. Everything is a belief. There are helpful beliefs. There are not helpful beliefs. And until either the veil is removed or we cross to the other side and all the answers that you ever had to any question come to you, I'm not going to really know. And can you live with that? I can live with that. I can. But that's when you get into wholeness seriously, you're like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if this person is a twin or if this person is just a perfect vibrational match or if this person is just that person that came here was called to me to learn this path. To me, it doesn't matter because I am moving into states of blissful existence that are becoming more and more and more enriched and more frequent. That is what I come here to teach about, that's available to everybody. And I want everyone to experience it. So any help that I can be along the way. All right, one last question on here, and then I'll go and see what we've got on the board. We're 45 minutes in, not too bad. I am a talker. I can laugh about that. All right, my question is, will my twin and I reunite in 2018? And that is exactly the same answer. Are you ready? Are you a vibrational match to what you are creating? How close is it getting for you to have that sacred partnership? It's definitely going to be on how much clearing you have done. You know, I know that for me personally, I am fine-tuning a lot of things. I'm having a lot of things reoccur for me, a lot of themes reoccur for me. And it's joyous to see the difference in how you can handle certain situations. And, you know, you're a different person. It's like I'm a different person. And I go through these experiences and I'm like, oh, I got an A on that test. You know, it's like they're all homework assignments for me. That's the way I see it. It's all homework assignments. So the question is, you know, how far along are you in your homework assignments? How seriously do you take your homework assignments? If you are having one after another, after another, after another, you're getting close, because the recovery time between these lessons or revisitation of triggers or whatever, the more quicker you turn them around, the quicker they come. Oh, did that. Yep. Okay. Next, next, next. And when you get to that place where you're handling them very easily, you're aligned with union with sacred partnership. And listen, I'm open to sacred partnership. Okay. I'm totally open. I know what it feels like to share myself with the world, being in my authentic self. So I don't have any limitations on that. And I think that that's really important, because it doesn't mean, hey, there's a plan here. So, all right. So those are the questions that I had from the thread. And I'm just going to go here and I'm going to see what questions I might see on here. All right. In the silence, not communicating shows me that I need to return to our own power. Yeah, absolutely. I look at it this way. They cannot show up for you until you do not need them. And I've said this 100 times, if I've said it 1,000 times, until you don't need them, they can't show up. That's their job. Their job is to not show up. Because what if they did? If they showed up and they were there and they were like, oh, I love you. Oh, I'm going to take you out to dinner. Oh, you know, let's run away together. Let's do this together. Oh, I'm leaving my spouse. I'm coming to you. I'm doing this. Where would that get you spiritually? Because you would be getting what you need outside yourself. You wouldn't be able to fill up your own cup. When I described what it's like to cohabitate or move in with, a sacred partner, you literally can't need each other. You literally have to just be hands off. You go do your thing, I do my thing. And if it happens to be the same thing and we want to be together, that's great, but we don't have to be together. We don't have to be wrapped around each other and need each other all the time. That has to happen. So they can't show up. Nobody can show up until you get to that point in this new, I'm not going to call it a template, in this new way of loving relationships. And there is no template. because it's set by the people involved. It can be anything that they want it to be. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, someone else said they were clearing anger too. Anger, actually, I find that anger keeps me in my power for that moment so that I don't go into the other emotions, but then letting go of the anger is extremely important. And I use Ho'oponopono for that. And I just decide, it's, you know what, I don't want to hold on to this anger. It's not worth it to me. Okay, someone says I'm not interested in anyone else but him. That's Rachel. Guess what? That's fine. You know what? Be okay with that. And you don't have to be interested in anyone else. You know, I definitely, I mean, I'm out in business. I got all kinds of I got guys on Facebook hitting on me all the time. You know what? And I have no interest, I have no interest. So be in a no interest place. It doesn't mean anything. That it just means you have to be where you are right now. And that means to fill yourself up with you and not look to the other person to fill you up. That's staying in the moment of now. And sometimes that moment of now can be involving that person, and sometimes it may not involve that person for long periods of time. We just have to stay in the now. All right. Sometimes you come through spiritually, and that is focusing on the now. Absolutely. All right. Would this be twin rays coming apart in your experience, your divine counterparts? Again, twin rays, twin flames. I want to say divine counterparts is just another word. It's another label. I prefer saying catalytic heart connection because to me, whoosh, and I can't define it other than that, catalytic heart opening, look out, there ain't nobody else out there like this connection, that kind of connection. So I'm doing that. Sophia, how are you? Any guidance for, I'm hoping, Sophia, that some of the things that I've said are things that you needed to hear. I feel that a lot of the information that's come out is a lot of the messages that come to me. And I think that there's a lot of people that are all in that same place that have these same questions. So hopefully that guidance came in for you. Wendy, I would say the same thing to you, Wendy. Hopefully you have heard something so far. I'm going to keep going down the list. You were meant to be here on this call. Everyone that's here is meant to be here on Facebook Live. Anyone that's listening to it after is meant to listen to it, or else they'll click off it. And if you're listening, there's a message for you here. There's something to be gained for it, or your soul wouldn't allow you to stay there. Something else would come into your reality. So that's the way I kind of look at it. Oh, I didn't mean to pin that comment. What did I do? All right. Can your twin flame still heal? And can you still come into union even if your twin does not know the concept of twin flames? Absolutely. The concept is just a belief system. It's a belief system. It doesn't matter whether someone knows it or not, right? I mean, if that's your catalytic heart connection, you have a blueprint to come into, I want to call it sacred partnership. Sacred partnership, because that's more inclusive. I try not to exclude people who didn't come in on a twin flame experience, because it's all important. And now that it's in the field of consciousness, it's available to everyone so that we can all shift all the relationships and templates. So no, they don't need to know about it. Absolutely not. A lot of people who are in that connection don't even know that they're in that connection. You still get the soul growth. It's the same experience. Knowing about it, actually, it just brings a level of consciousness to it. It brings a level of, I want to say, almost like obsessiveness to it, because once you find out about it, you want to know more and more and more. So anyways, that's that. Hello, I have a guest. What are you looking for? Hi. What? Oh, here. Oh, I have someone's keys. Oops. All right.
I'm taking the girls out.
Okay.
Sarah wants to get a present.
Okay. All right. Sorry. This is life. Let's see. All right. And Candy, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. All right. So I think you're answering my question with the labels, which I agree with. What I was wondering is if you're seeing multiple divine counterparts as a concept of twin rays and aspects. Again, I think that's just labeling, hey, Shannon. Good question. It is a label and it's a construct. And I believe that any construct that you focus on becomes true for you. So if someone's focusing on the astral planes and ascended masters and things of that nature, they create that reality and that's what they experience. So for me, I don't tend to want to focus on the definitions and everything, but because I don't want to limit myself. Maybe that's what it is. I think it's limiting ourselves when we believe in a particular set of belief structure. I would rather be more open than that. I would rather say, I got this. The soul knows what it's doing. It's doing it the best it can. And so I hope that helps. Let's see here. Hello, everybody. Elena says, any guidance for me and my twin? We are both in karmic relationships. The last days I feel pain and I know these feelings are not mine but his. Like he wants to tell me he's sorry, but when he saw me, romantic feelings, and then stops the connection for days and sends SMS. All right, confusing so much. You know what? This is the unfolding. It is. It's the unfolding. And the way to survive the unfolding of a connection is to literally stay in your moment of now. It is. It's the answer, which means whatever you're doing right now, stay there. Be where you are. I'm here right now. My moment of now brought in my family member who needed a key, So, I was there for a second. I'm back here. Stay in the moment of now, whatever the moment comes. I mean, that's how I can do this because I'm in the moment of now. So everything is completely lined up for me and I'm not agonizing over, oh my God, what am I going to say next? And where is this and where's that? I'm focused on here in the moment of now. So karmic relationships. Those karmic relationships are running their courses. It's not part of the new template, but there are karmic situations out there for people who might not be in, chosen situations like we are that will work out their stuff and transform their connections into unions. These kinds of connections that we have, if they're in connections with karmic partners, trust me, they're not having a good time right now. Especially if there is someone else that is calling to their soul. They're not having a good time. They can say they're having a great time, but it's not living in your truth. That's the bottom line. So the karmic situations, but like I said, I don't believe in cutting anything. I don't believe that it's healthy to just say, oh, done with this, move into this. I mean, that's kind of like high school. I'm going to break up with this guy and go out with this guy. You know what? You end up with the same guy. He might look a little different, but he's the same damn guy, So those karmic situations have to work themselves out. They still have stuff they've got to work out or not. I mean, they may never work that out and they may trash whatever. It's not, I've gotten to where I realize that all I can be responsible for, and Elena, that's probably what I'm saying to you, all you can be responsible for is your karmic connection. And how you unfold that and how you allow it to unfold and teach you what it's supposed to teach you and heal it so that it moves out of its way. That's what I've done. I've literally done that with my spouse. Seriously. We are healed. We are friends. We are close. I'm honest with him. He's honest with me. And we've opened each other up to new levels of expression. 5 years ago, not so much. It wasn't a pretty sight. There's a lot of fighting and stuff. But again, I allowed it to unfold and I didn't dismantle it and crush it and stomp on it and push it in the ground. I just did it differently than I might have wanted to. All right. So anyways, now I'm just going to look Nicole. When I met my twin, I could feel his presence, even though thousands of miles apart. Your heart races. Let's see. All of a sudden, crickets. Why does that happen? Probably because there are periods of time when we are more high vibrational, maybe. We're more perceptive to those energies. I know that for me personally, energies run for me when I'm in a higher vibrational state. So I feel extreme connection with all that is, actually, if you want to know the truth. I feel that connection. When I'm in the higher vibrational, I'm more aligned with everybody. I'm more attuned with everyone. Well, if you have a similar vibration to somebody else and you both are at the same vibration at the same time, you feel it. Zzz, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's like, but you're in the same vibration. So you're picking up on the same wavelength. That's because your fabric of your soul, whatever you want to say, you're picking up on that. But I think that explains why sometimes we feel the vibration and sometimes we don't. Sometimes their vibration is just so much lower. Or maybe their vibration is extremely higher at this particular time and yours is lower. But I think when they match, and I think that may explain why that happens. Let's see. Yeah, Rachel was just saying no medium, psychic, or healer can tell us if we will achieve harmonious union. That's absolutely true. And but I think you ought to go into your own knowing. Because if you go into your own knowing and you really, really feel into it, there's just something that tells you where you're headed with it. And like I said, you're in the middle of this movie. Why would you want to spoil it? Why do you want to know how it ends? I mean, we all want to get to that, but if you're not going to get to that and you're not in the absolute highest place because you know what you're aiming for, you're going to be so sadly disappointed. And that's the God's honest truth. In any relationship, how many relationships have we had throughout our lives that we've been extremely disappointed in? Well, sacred partnership is not one we want to be disappointed in, but we need to be ready for it. And that's what we need to do, prepare ourselves for a sacred partnership within self and then with another. And that just creates that vortex. All right. If we're wondering if we will reunite, it shows we are truly not ready yet. Yeah, that's sort of true too. All right, let me throw through here. Ava, you didn't have to apologize, girl. Everybody gets there when they get here. Elena, you're very welcome. Kelly, is it common to have felt your twin flames energy and have visions of them before actually meeting or knowing who they are? Once I met him, visions of my future flooded and continued. Absolutely. Absolutely. You start getting information. I feel like for me, I had that energy feeling from the time I was a little girl. Always looking, and then I got tired of looking. I got married. You get tired of looking, and you know what? That was part of the plan. So, oh yeah, they definitely come in beforehand. That doesn't mean they have to, but the energy of them comes in definitely. I mean, and that's just not me saying that. That's me having experience with a lot of other people who are just like, whoa, where'd that come from? Didn't have any idea that was coming, and they felt the energy of it before it arrived. So it doesn't have to be, but it can be. All right. And so Kelly's saying she can't see anyone but him in your future. And that is absolutely fine. What I would say though is try to unattach from how you think that's supposed to happen. Because that's probably the biggest thing, is not necessarily knowing the outcome. It's like you can go to the outcome and see it, but then we think we know how to get there. Oh, but if this happens and this happens and this happens, well, how can this happen? Let me figure it out. Well, this has to happen and that has to happen and that, okay, that makes sense. You can see an outcome and you have to trust that if that's the outcome, it's going to unfold. And that means that every single thing that happens, every single thing that happens is part of that unfolding. So when we go into these stages of emotions and doubting and triggers and dark night of the soul and anger and tossing stuff around, or all of those things, all that really is saying is that for that moment of now, we've forgotten that everything is perfectly aligned. Everything. It could be everything. I mean, from not getting a text that you thought you were going to get, that was actually what you needed and what that person needed at that very moment in time. And if it hadn't happened that way, maybe you wouldn't get together. We have to trust. The whole universe is supporting our path. The whole universe supports it, except we get in the way. and we think we know better. And we want to take the steering wheel and we want to say we think we know. That's the ego. The ego is just a set of programs. A set of programs that we've learned. It's our coping skills. It comes from our parents. It comes from our DNA. It comes from our heritage. It comes from our lineage. So until we take our hands off the steering wheel, let it unfold, stay in the moment of now. That's the answer. That's the answer. If I were to give one answer, that's it. Thing is that we forget, and I'm here to remind everybody. I'm here to remind myself. All right. Let me see. All right. So I think that we have gotten through most of the questions. If I have not gotten to your question, just go ahead and type it. Let me see at the bottom. Let me see. Okay. Madison. Okay. Madison had something here. I missed it. Sorry. Yours calls you and is in contact regularly. You are both married to others. He's psychic and reads all my thoughts and tells me we will never be together, but keeps telling me I should leave my husband because my marriage is over. He doesn't let anyone in. Even his wife doesn't know the extent of his abilities. He says he has nothing to learn. He has a very bullheaded approach when anything comes to him. I feel like he will never learn. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. Let me see what I'm tuning into. This is one of those things that's almost like what I would work on in a session, just so you know. I mean, when you get really specific like this, all I can say is that, I want to go back to what I said before, and that is if there's people in your life, those people are supposed to be there in your life for whatever reason. If he has abilities and he can't be his honest, true self with anybody that is in he either needs to come out of that closet and own up to who he really is in that connection, or, the universe is going to press down. The universe presses down on us to become all that we can be. So it doesn't really... It's not anything that you can control. The only thing that you can focus on really is where you're at in your connection. If you're married to someone, then you need to be looking at what is going on in your situation and working through all of that, and trust that the universe, Y-O-U, universe, has got this one. So I would always say focus on you. And yeah, the divine masculine, trust me, they're being worked on. I mean, even like I talk about my friend John, I mean, he's got his feet to the fire. Everybody has got their feet to the fire. We are having to look at our situations and hold our grounds to be in our authentic truth, to stay true to who we are, to speak our truth, to be our truth, to uncover the things that are not truth. So this is just, an initiation we're all going through, and we have to go through it. So again, stay in the moment of now and work on your stuff in front of you. When you're aligned with the energy of that other person, that divine counterpart, that twin, that sacred partner, however you want to term it, it'll happen. I do believe that, if you came in really strongly knowing you were going to experience it, I mean, that's kind of like saying, I'm going to come in and be a doctor and learn how to do surgery. I mean, you're going to make it happen. You came in to experience it. So I feel really strongly about that. Let me see. Is my twin going to make it? Oh, God. Everyone's going to make it. Every single person is going to make it. And when I say make it, what I mean is every single person is going to return to the Godhead. That's what we're doing in Ascension. We are ascending in vibration. And light codes that are coming in, and the awakening consciousness, everybody. I mean, gosh, some people that I never thought would have any interest in any of this stuff are all of a sudden going, oh my God, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, okay, just another person to talk to about this stuff. Everyone's waking up. The veil is coming off. So be patient. We don't even see the whole picture yet. We don't see the whole picture yet, but it's going to be fun when we do. You're welcome, Madison. All right, Kelly. Give me visions of him a month before I saw him. Yep. Yep, that's what happens. So, yay! Oh my gosh. Now I'm sitting here saying, okay, well, you know what we've got next? Let me see here. How can you know the twin? Oh, Sharonda, I'm sorry I missed this question. My apologies. This thing wants to climb by itself. How can you know the twin flame is on the physical plane? Is only one. Sometimes you meet one and you just know they are never going to let you into their hearts. So you spend your life with no one, waiting for the one who will not budge. I would just say this. In all of these cases where that person is not showing up, I would hold that person in my heart and know the deep love that you feel. And I would get on with your mission. Why did you come? Why are you here? You know, if you've got people in your life and you're working through a lot of stuff right now, why you came is you came here to clear a lot of stuff. If you have something that you love to do, like I love my web design. I love doing this. You know, I'm focused on doing what I love. When I'm focused on doing what I love, nothing else matters because it fills my life. It fills my life with things that bring me great joy. So I wouldn't spend my life waiting on anyone. That doesn't mean they're not going to show up. But it does mean that, you know, to sit and wait means you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is, what are you here to do? That's a question you have to ask yourself. And that's an exploration. And that's a lot of times what I end up doing with, you know, people that I work with is we talk more creative expression and what you came here to do, and then how that really helps this path a lot. So if you haven't got your life's purpose all lined up, go looking for it. Go looking for it, because that will help center you in what your path is, you know, and it makes this path so much easier. Gives you a lot of strength. All right, let me see. Okay, so I thought it was over until I felt an energetic connection with someone else. That connection reminded me of my twin. Now I can't get my twin out of my mind, and I keep seeing people with his features. Okay, well, again, it's that vortex, you know? You have a vortex of energy, and you're drawing to you people of that, you know, of that actual appearance. That's how much you're creating your reality. So the truth is be true to your heart. Don't lie to yourself. If you have these feelings for this person, don't ever lie to yourself. Know that you have them. Enjoy the connection that you have, because you are always connected. We're always connected with everybody. But the people that we're at that resonance with, we're more connected in this time space. Enjoy the connection, you know? Don't try to get them out of your head. I mean, well, you don't want to be thinking about them. Stay in your moment of now, but take them with you wherever you go. They're with you anyway. They're with you all the time. So I find that interesting. Yes, you do create your reality. So if you start thinking about them and you start feeling that energy, but if you're finding that energy in someone else, what that says is that energy is available to you. You know, choices. I don't know, choices. Do we have choices? I wonder. Blueprint. I think that I did hear that we can change our blueprints if we decide to, but I'm not going to go into that because it's just a belief system and I don't really know anything about it. But anyway, all right, let me see. I think that I'm going to need to, we're already at an hour and 15 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this more quickly. The twin flame card is what's going to organize where the free membership to my new platform comes in. And I'm sticking the twin flame card in here. I'm using the Ascended Master deck, which any of you who have seen any of my readings know that this is right now my favorite deck, and it's really what I prefer to use. The only thing that tarot cards do for me is they act as permission slips for me to tune into energy. And they just give me guidance in terms of, I don't know, they are permission slips. A lot of times, that's why I've never really used tarot cards, but I think they're fun. I enjoy them. And now we're looking for that twin flame card. So what I did is I put together a list. And I'm sorry, the only people on the list are the people that saw it ahead of time. Now, where is my list? Oh, you know what? I had to close it. Hang on just a second. I had to close it because I had to reboot my computer before this thing. I swear I thought, okay. I was so proud of myself though. I basically, oh, hang on a second. Now yeah, I'm really proud of myself because I just stayed in the moment of now and I said, yeah, it's Mercury retrograde. Okay. If I have a technical problem, I have a technical problem. I'll just deal with it. And sure enough, it came up just in time for me to go live with like 30 seconds. But anyway, so I closed that document. So I do right now have a list of many people, all right? And if you didn't get your name on that list, whoops. Oh, well, my cards are flying. Hang on a second. The cards are jumping out. Interesting, balanced career and home life. And I always think this is stay in the moment of now. When you're working, you're working. When you got your family, your family. When you got this going on, you got that going on. You stay in those moments no matter what it is. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to do this and I'm literally going to do a drawing every week between now and my platform launches on the 11th. And it's actually a Thursday. So Thursday just seemed, I talked to Philomena, she said it's a good time to do this. So that's when I decided to do it for the next 5 weeks. So I'm going to do this. So, just be looking out for the thread that says say yes and you're entered into the drawing. Let me tell you, as I'm doing this, let me just tell you a little bit about my platform. My platform was conceived because I found a need that all the stuff that I'm sharing and everything just gets lost. I've had so many texting conversations with people where very valuable information has come out and there was never any place to keep it for other people who might have the same questions. Now, in this particular case, if someone comes along and happens to see this video, then great. If it helps them, great. But this platform is actually like a technical support board. So when you're having an issue and you have a specific question, if you're a member, you can come in, and this is the standard member, the standard membership. You can come in and you can post, I have this technical support issue that needs help. And just as soon as I'm able, and there will be other people I know that are committed to this work that will also, I'm sure, be part of the community. But if nothing else, that's what I'm going to be doing is we'll be carrying on dialogues to answer questions. I have frequently asked questions that I've pulled from groups and put in, and that's for the you get access to that at the very basic membership level, which means questions that are coming up regularly. It just seems like in the groups the questions just come up over and over and over again, and sometimes it's like I have this one video, the rubber band. This is the runner chaser. It's the best darn explanation. I could have said another one. It's the best explanation I could have ever come up with. It just came through me one day on the show that I did with Kalina. And yeah, so I don't want to lose all that. So I decided, I'm a web designer by trade, and my partner said that he'd support me in creating it. So we created it so that I could help people apply some of this stuff, apply in their everyday lives, to be there in those moments of, geez, what do I do about this? Now, there's a higher level of membership called the premium membership, and that's if you want more access to me. It gives you a little bit more tech support. You can come in and say, listen, I'll go to that board first and I'll answer questions on that first, and then go to the other one. So it's just a little bit quicker response. And I wanted to make it really affordable because so many times, people are like, I don't have time, I don't have the money, to do sessions on a regular basis, blah, blah, blah. And this is a way for the standard membership is like getting a single session with me, and it's a whole year. So I think it's very affordable. And the reason why I'm charging anything at all is because I have the platform. And, time is energy. And for me, it is kind of like, hey, over the period of time, someone had said this, and I love this analogy. It's like buying me a cup of coffee over the whole year for us having some chats together. But it's building a database of information that's going to be helpful for other people. As we build the information, more and more people are going to benefit. The other piece that it has is social media. So social networking. So you'll each have a profile and you'll be able to chat with each other. And there's a chat program, just like in Messenger. So people that are in the room, if two people are in the room having a bad day the same day, it's just a place where you can go away from the noise of Facebook, away from the prying eyes of the neighbors or whatever. Gets you off the platform for when you need it. I'm still providing all kinds of free information on my website. Just go check out my website because it shows you all the different things I'm going to be doing. I mean, podcasts, and I'm doing group sessions. I'm going to do group sessions. I'm going to say, hey, 6 people, let's get on Zoom. Let's all sit down. Some, depending on the timing, some will be free for members. Sometimes I'll charge a little bit if it's going to be an intense session. So the platform is going to evolve, but I believe that it's going to draw together the people that are like on this ascension path together, going through the same things, help each other. It's just a place to get off Facebook for 5 minutes and do something else. I don't look at it as a replacement at all, but it is a place to go when you got some problems. So that's a little bit about the platform. I'll talk more about it, I'm sure, we're not launching until the 11th. I checked with Marlon. She was like, oh no. Retrograde, Mercury retro, and it's in Sagittarius, which is my birth sign. So she's like, oh no, you're not. So I'm like, good, because I really am not want this to evolve. Everything is perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go, and I'm just gonna, I've shuffled to death, okay? We've shuffled the cards. We're gonna go, and I'm gonna go name by name, and I'm just going to give a very quick reading based on the cards. And when we hit the twin flame, that's it. That person gets the free membership. So the first person is Belinda Swank. Trust the process. This is a process, a walking process. Unfold, let it unfold. So that's your card is trust. Ellie Anderson, father, husband, brother, son. Right now, there's some significant issues with you and someone in your family that you could focus on clearing quickly. We're in Mercury retrograde. Stuff's coming up. Maybe things that are happening with your counterpart have something to do with these issues. So you might want to take a look at that. Mary Schrock, focus upon your strengths. Right now, that is the most important thing we can do is, again, focus on the things that we do well, that enrich our lives. Whatever those strengths are, use them to help you stay in the moment of now. Matt Mickelson, and I might have typed some of these names wrong, so if I really get your name wrong, I'm so sorry, but it's Matt Mickelson. You are seeing this situation accurately. So whatever situation is in front of you, whatever you have been like toying with or examining, you're getting a really good read on that right now. So trust your instincts, okay? Devin Drake, take charge of the situation. Now, whenever this card comes up, I want to say, don't run out and say, I'm taking over, and say, twin, you're mine, take charge. But there's something in your life that's calling for you to take the steering wheel, take the lead on, I'm hearing, okay? Take the lead, all right? Margot Menace, your answer to whatever you're asking is yes. So whatever question's been pressing on you, I hope they're kind of blurry. I'm going to just put it in front of my face. Yes, okay? Whatever that question is, your card is yes. Kiara Faulkner. Okay, now there's some issues going on here with your connection that have to do with some feminine energy. I want to say feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a woman. That comes to me. So I'm not exactly sure, but it is the feminine energy. You're struggling with something with the feminine energy, but work on it on Mercury retro because it can be resolved very quickly. Amanda, freedom, sweetie. Know your freedom. Even when there are things that you feel keep you from being free, your freedom comes in your heart and in your soul. So that's your card. Miriam, Marcia, find the current blessing in your situation. So if you're in a situation where you got a karmic partner, another person's got a karmic partner, all I'm saying is that no matter what your situation is, there is a reason for it. So keep that in mind, okay? Lisa Lau, come out of the closet. Okay, I've said this before. Come out of the closet does not mean shouting, I'm a twin, at the top of your lungs. Coming out of the closet means that there's something that you are not acknowledging to yourself, and you're hiding something from yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you, that's what this card means. Cindy Sylvan, purification. I want to say it's something all of us, but for you particularly, there's a reason why you're being asked to purify, and it might not be your body, it might be your thoughts. So you'll know which one it is what they're saying. All right, so purify. Tasha, see the other person's point of view. Okay, so you might be thinking of things in one perspective, but just because it's a story you're telling yourself doesn't mean that it's actually the story. Okay, that's just what I'm hearing. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, where is this coming from? I love doing this. Tasha. I didn't do Tasha, did I? No, because I did Cindy. Tasha, flow of prosperity. This is a great card. Really means that you are open to abundance right now. Sorry, I'm really bad with these cards. It's like, this is different than using Facebook is much different from the way the cards look. But anyways, flow of prosperity. You've got a lot of good things happening for you right now. So just stay aligned with it. In other words, stay aligned, and that will continue to happen. Jenny Harris, crystals. So if you haven't gotten out your crystals, or you haven't, spent time holding your crystals, grab them. They're really helpful for you right now. Ava Foot. Ooh, she gets the balance, the career, and the home life. Again, to me, this is stay in the moment of now, because it's one of the things that the Divine Masculine's really good at, compartmentalizing, right? We can learn that from them, compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing really means stay in the moment. Stay in the moment of what you're doing. So, all right. Pat Freeland, go now. This is a go card. It's not leave, okay? It's not leave, because this can be a leave now, leave the situation, go now. I don't feel that for you. I feel it's whatever you've been wanting to do. It might be a good time to do it. Well, maybe wait until Mercury retro. I don't know. It depends on if it has anything to do with technological stuff. But it's a good time to move forward on something that you're thinking of. And Kyle Kong, follow your heart, sweetie. Follow your heart. Do what your instincts tell you. Not what your head's telling you, not what your head wants to do, but what your heart's telling you. That is where your instincts are going to come from. That's the new intelligence, is the heart. So come from the heart. Fantasia Cummings. Joy. Find ways to remain in joy, to find joy. Focus on what you love to do, and you will find joy. Focus on the things that make you happy. This is how we raise our vibrations, folks. We literally focus on it and say, you know what can I do today that will make me happy, bring me joy? Holly Salazar, artistic expression. Go do something that you like to do as a kid, Crayons. Simple. It can be just sitting and coloring with one of those adult coloring books. Do something that brings you that feeling of being a child and being in your artistic expression. It'll teach you more about being in the moment of now. Zane Mason, be at peace. Choose peace. There's a lot of options available to us. All we have to do is decide, you know what? I really want to be at peace with this. And when you do, the tools will show up, or the person will show up, or the circumstances will show up to be able to create that peace with you. Just decide. Okay. Addie Adeline, and I can't believe it. We're at like person number 20 and we hadn't seen the twin yet. Meditate. And meditation doesn't have to be just sitting in a meditative position. Get out in nature, be around animals, be in an environment with water. Meditate can be just take a bath and allow your thoughts to dissolve away. We don't have to meditate in the ways that we, traditionally think of. Letting go of thoughts is really helpful. Anita Christina, peace offering. If there's been someone in your life that you've been, I want to say holding a grudge or unhappy with, peace offering from your heart. You don't even have to talk to the person and offer peace, but if you sit in a peaceful, relaxed, meditative state and you send this offering, you'll find that the situation is going to reflect back to you. Ho'oponopono does that. You'll literally have the situation change. Reagan Brody, fertility. Oh, you've got a lot of really good things coming on right now, and it's abundance. It is new opportunities. It is all kinds of good stuff. That's all I can say. It's good stuff. So, lucky girl. All right. Nicole, let it go. Whatever's holding on to you, this is just a reminder. This is the secret. Whatever emotions you're holding, I want to say anger, but I want to say whatever you're feeling, let it go. Like literally hold on to something tight and just say, you know what, this isn't worth it anymore. And let it go. Nicole. I think that's right. Nicole. No, did I just do that? Oh my gosh. Can someone tell me who I just said? I'm getting tired, people. Can someone just type to me who the last person, was it Nicole? No. Maybe it was. Can someone tell me if I did say Nicole? Hello. Oh, all right. You know what? Did I say Nicole? Okay, Jody, hang on a second. Nicole, yes. All right, so I did that. Okay, I have done Nicole. Thank you. All right, Lilith. And I'm still in the moment of now. Lilith James, health and healing. And I love Hilarion. Anyways, health and healing. Okay, so this is actually more about your health and healing abilities. Okay, so if you find that your hands get warm and things of that nature, or maybe you already know you're a healer, but it's time to focus on that more. So, all right, that was Lilith. And Rachel Bernstein. I want to say Bernstein. All right. Drink more water. Oh, I'm right there with you, kiddo. Drink more water. Your body needs it. Okay? Your body needs it. Everybody needs to drink more water, but since this card came up for you, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to toast to you because I'm really thirsty myself. Please drink more water because it's going to help your body during the whole process that we're in. Shiva Shakti, priorities. You want to make sure that you're really keeping your priorities straight. And I'm going to say it again. Priorities, number one, stay in the moment of now. Stay focused on where you are now. And it's funny how priorities will run themselves when you stay in the moment of now. They show up for you. You just handle what comes before you, and that's how you handle priorities. So I hope that helps. Caroline Blake, nurture yourself. It's just time to give yourself a hug or give yourself a salt bath or, take time for yourself. Put your feet up, do some breathing, listen to some great music. This can be helpful for anyone, but this card came up for you. So I think very strongly that is something that will help you. Ellen Ross. My goodness, what are we going to have? The last card. I guess everyone's supposed to have reading. Open your heart to love. So, especially in these connections, sometimes we find ourselves, we are the reason why people are pushed away, because our heart's not open. We're holding energy. Open your heart up. Even if that person's not there, you walk around with an open heart for them. And it's like you keep the candle lit for them to come back. Does that make sense? So keep your heart open. And Ellen Ross, it's time to go into nature. Now, hopefully you are not in the winter. But you want to know what? Actually, even though this is the Green Man, when we had snow here, I have never been so happy. I'm in Georgia. I've never been so happy as to go and walk in the crunch in the snow and get outside. Get outside. Nature is whatever it is for you right now. It'll help you. Let's see. Vismaya. I want to say Vismaya. Whatever it is you're thinking about, you can do it. And if it's this connection, you can do it. Okay? You can do it. I want to say this again. You can do it by staying in the moment of now. But there's something else that's going on, I think. There's something else that you're trying to accomplish. It may actually be a good idea, to focus on what it is. You can do it. And in doing it, you might actually create your vortex. Okay, how's that? Wow. All right. I want to say Chuchita or Kuchita. Right. So if you have, you might actually want to be writing down some of the stuff that you're going through. I've noticed that, I look back on stuff I've written. Even, my blogs, I have to go back and upgrade all that's upgrade. Because literally stuff I write about become clearer and clearer. So writing is an extremely healthy thing to do on this path. And you can see where you come from and where you're going. So let me keep a journal. Christine Rose. Let me make sure I didn't already get Christine, and I didn't. So here we go. Oh my gosh, we still haven't gotten to the twin card. This is too funny. I'm sitting here saying, if the last two cards are what I think they could be, I am going to laugh hysterically, but that would be really strange. Spiritual law of attraction. We've been talking about creating the vortex of energy. Become what you seek. Be the change. Be the energy of that which you seek, and you will draw it to you. This is the message for you. And it's Job Boz, teacher. Whatever it is that your path is showing you, don't forget to tell other people. I don't want to say tell other people, share your experience, share with them what is happening to you. And in a sense, that is a great way for you to teach. Okay. All right, we're going. Detach from drama, Maura Lawler. Oh, there's a lot of drama sometimes on this path, Don't be part of it. Detach from it. Allow people that are in drama to have their own drama. And it's okay. It's okay if they want to have their drama. You don't have to be involved in it. You can just say, that's not what I feel like doing, and walk away. And then if it's involving you and they want to involve you, guess what? They drop it really fast. So it's a great card for you. Detach from drama. Maha Abdallah. Listen. So the universe is trying to tell you something right now. So whatever it is that you've been asking for, the universe is talking to you. Something tells me that you're probably going to hear it even in this. That you've heard it or you are hearing it. There's messages here for you. So listen to what it is and your heart will tell you. All right. Cammie Taylor Styles. My God, this is just weird. Okay. Energy healing. Unlike where I would say the other card of healing is more about healing energies. This is you have healing energies coming into you right now. This is what I feel. I feel that whatever healing you're needed is being flowed to you. I want to say from the other side of the veil. You know, the other side of the veil, you've got some help in healing some things that are going on right now. So you have that, and the Merlin card, you know, that is magic. So you're really lucky that way. Let's see. Caroline Blake. And, oh my God, persistence. All right. So when I see this card in this environment, I guess what I really see is go the distance. Be persistent in your path and in your goals. Stay focused and keep going. Okay. That's what's coming in. Okay. So be persistent. Kisana Walker, positive change. This is so freaky. I'm like, if those two cards are the cards, I think I'm going to be like, you guys are going to see me crying. Anyways, all right, positive change. So probably this Mercury retrograde is creating a lot of good things for you. I didn't see it right away. You know, sometimes it's darkest before the dawn, but there's some really good positive changes coming for you. And that's what I'm getting on that. All right. Dawn Ann. Oh my God. Clear and shield your energy. This is so important. When we are on this path, we're picking up so much energy from outside of ourselves, especially if we're spending any time on Facebook and in the rooms. And, you know, it's just really important to stop and ask. You do it any way that's comfortable for you. You clear your own field or you ask for help clearing your field, whatever works for you. But do it on a regular basis and it will probably make the path a little bit easier for you, especially right now during Mercury retro. It's not here yet. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Jillian, I think it's Jillian Stewart. Work your magic. So you've got some skills, talents, and abilities right now that you can be using for your moment of now. You know, what is it? Focus on that. Spend time doing it. You know, whether it could be in your work, it's in what you do and you have like something special to offer. And again, it's all about creating that vortex of energy and staying in the moment of now. That creates that pull for that sacred union. And it also pulls in, I want to say it also pulls in the homework assignments so that you can get through them. But now's the time to work your magic. Okay, I have 3 cards left. This is just too weird. Okay, so Rosa, you've got the twin flame card. So Rosa, it's Rosa Margarita, and I know you have more names, but I only put the Rosa Margarita. You have won the membership. It's a whole year membership, and I'll message you and I'll let you know about it. So we have a winner. What's really weird is the last 2 cards. Oh my God. Okay. We've got a yoga card, which is typically used as union. Guess what the bottom of the deck is? Anyone who knows anything about me, I don't work with a lot of outside help. I don't identify with a lot of, how shall we say, 4th, 5th dimensional ascended masters, but Katumi is like very close to my heart, and he was the last card. So Katumi, thank you for being here with us. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for being here with me, and it warms my heart. What more can I say? Except I'll be back next week, and I hope that you'll be with me. I can tell you this. As far as the platform goes, we're not officially launching again until January 11th, which is a 1, 11, and 11. And it's a special, meaningful time for me. But we are going to take pre-registrations. And the way I have to do this is I have to bring people on in sections so that we can test the server and we don't end up in a situation where, oh, we just brought on 50 people all one day and it crashed the server. So if you are interested, check out my website, truesacredunion.com. Go look at what's available. I'm only probably going to do maybe 50 people to start, and then I'll probably monthly allow in more people until we see how it goes. The other thing is I want to be able to be supportive, and I don't want to get so many people on there that people aren't getting, you know, the support that they need, or I don't have time to create the material that I give to the world. So I'm kind of playing it by ear, but I'm really excited about it. It's kind of something that I feel like I've been gearing up to do for a long time. And I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be helpful to people. So wish me luck, and thank you guys so much for being here. Next Thursday, I will be here 7 o'clock. I hope that, you know, we'll put a post up. Please get your questions in. I'll do it pretty much the same way. Maybe I'll mix it up and do something a little bit different. I might get creative. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm just like, I love you all. It's like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm on one of those parade just waiting. I just want to give you guys all the hugest hugs. And I wish we were all in one room together, because the love that I feel for all of you is incredible. This is what this path does. It really does. When you get to that place of wholeness, you just love everybody and you just want everybody to be in your world. And unfortunately, it's like, I've only got so much time. But know that I'm sending out the love to you. Know that I'm here as a signpost. I'll just share what I can, and that I love you very much. Thank you for spending this time with me. Bye. And I've got to push the finish button. Bye.